It's like waiting.
We made it! Yay!
Great to see you, darling.
You too. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And it was so lovely to catch up with you on Sunday and Lani and, you know, the
It sure
family from
was.
Byron Bay Detox Retreats. Now that
Yay!
we're out of lockdown, it was beautiful to come together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It feels like it's been so long and it was only a month, so very
I know,
lucky.
I know. And I think too, being in lockdown, it really gives us gratitude on, you know, just those simple things of just coming together, you know, having a picnic, being with your friends in person. It is beautiful.
Outside in the
Yes.
sunshine.
So yeah, it was beautiful. And there's more to come.
Absolutely. Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah. So today, everybody, we are going to be talking about embodiment. I just want to introduce Delamay to you. So Delamay is an amazing yoga teacher. She is a prana flow. So it's beautiful. I love through your yoga how you do affirmations. It's always connected to what's happening in the planets astrologically. Delamay is amazing with her astrology. She's a mentor, meditation teacher, and just so holistic. And usually Delamay is overseas running yoga retreats internationally. So obviously with what's been happening in the world, we have been blessed to have you here in Australia a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And also Delamay's been running the yoga on both the personalised and the group retreats, which obviously we've had a break, but we will be back in action from November. So I just want to start, Delamay, with thanking you for being here and also to ask you, what is embodiment, if you were to describe that to the listeners now?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, Natalie, thank you so much for having me. And it's been such a joy to be part of your team during these uncertain times and to make the most of myself being here at home. Yeah, so embodiment is, I don't know, I find it's one of those words which it is thrown around and mentioned so sporadically and almost so nonchalantly in the world today. You know, like there's a lot of yoga teachers now, there's a lot of movement therapists, there's a lot of you know, people which are doing this great work to essentially get out of our heads and back into our bodies, you know, because we're humans, you know, we have a body. And I really feel in these uncertain times and also before the current state of the world, you know, we were very much living from the neck up. Yeah. And so, you know, we just get so caught up in the stories and the narratives and the thinking and the analyzing. And, you know, before we know it, an hour or two can be gone and we're still kind of stuck in that cycle, that thinking cycle. And so when it comes to embodiment, and especially in times that we live in, you know, it's so important to take care of our physical self, you know, not just our mind, and be conscious of what we're thinking and who we're surrounding ourselves with and what we're intaking as well. But it's, you know, it's our full spectrum of our physical being, you know, and it's so easy to get caught up in, you know, yes, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, but first and foremost, you know, we are humans and we need to do all that we can to take care of our embodiment, our temple, our, you know, our container, if you like. So then we can actually feel good about living life to our fullest potential as much as we can on a day-to-day basis, you know,
Exactly.
and so
yeah. And what can people do to actually feel that embodiment, to drop out of their head, to come back into their body, to connect to their body, to ground themselves?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many different modalities and practices. But for myself personally, I need to be outside, you know, I need to be barefoot on the ground. I need to, you know, feel the dirt between my fingers, hug a tree, swim in the ocean, be with the elements, you know, and kind of, you know, because I think we forget so often that we're separate from nature. We're separate from the elements. We're separate from all those things which influence us on a day-to-day, you know, in our day-to-day life, whether it be the misalignments and alignments in the cosmos, or, you know, the construction that's happening around the corner, or, you know, whatever it may be. And so it's, for me personally, it's being outside. But of course, you know, in these current times, not all of us can be outside.
Yeah, but
So
I think it's important. People need to make that time. Happening out there,
yeah.
that people need to make that time regardless, even if it is raining. Like, I've spoken to a lot of clients in Melbourne at the moment, and it's raining and it's miserable, and like, it doesn't matter. Walking in the rain even is so beautiful,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like, embracing all of those elements. And like you said, it's so important that we get the sunshine. It's so important that we're able to ground and feel those elements
Yeah.
of nature to actually calm and nourish our nervous system.
Yeah, but you know, I'm also sensitive to the fact and aware that, you know, people do have limited time outside, whether it be an hour,
Yes.
whether it be, you know, 5 minutes, whatever. And so, you know, if you are inside, then, you know, the other embodiment practices you can do is simply give yourself a foot massage, you know,
Yes.
give yourself a head massage, put on some beautiful essential oils and just inhale that beautiful
Yeah.
fragrance, you know, and just kind of begin to ignite the other senses instead of
Exactly.
just the mind all the time. Because we're so stimulated, so
Yes.
stimulated.
Yeah. And with that sesame oil, it's an Ayurvedic method. I can't remember the name of it. It's there's a certain name to it, but yeah, getting this.
Abhyanga.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
So sesame oil is so grounding. So getting, you know,
Yeah.
pure sesame oil and massaging the feet, and like you said, giving yourself a beautiful head massage, and that's another great way to really bring us back into the body, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, pacifying the vata, pacifying the mind, and just, yeah,
Yes.
come back. And yeah,
Yeah.
sesame oil is great because it's tridoshic as well. So regardless of your constitution, your body should really love it, and it should have a really
Yes.
positive effect. Coconut
Yes.
oil is also nice as well because sesame oil can be quite pungent and quite a really earthy kind of smell, which doesn't suit everyone because it is
Yeah.
quite medicinal as well.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. And
Yeah.
even jumping in the bath, like, I love getting all
Mm,
the Epsom salts, lighting the candle,
yes.
putting in my essential oils, and actually creating a ritual around that too, because we
Yeah.
can, the self-massage, the bath, the meditation, the yoga, we can have all these beautiful little rituals that we can bring into our lives to help nourish our nervous system, to
Oh,
allow ourselves
yeah.
to feel safe,
Yeah.
and to turn off from that outer world and the psyche of fear and all of that that's going on at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah. Even dress up, you know, the last few days of our
Yes.
lockdown here and that, I was like, I haven't worn so many things in my cupboard recently. And I'm like, I'm just going to put on a dress and just, you know, wander around the house wearing a dress just to feel different, you know, just to feel other parts of myself which perhaps haven't really been felt or noticed or expressed lately. You know, it's like try and wear a different outfit every day, one that you haven't worn in a long time, you know?
Yes. And I also strongly recommend having your own dance party. So I
Yes.
can, whenever I'm getting dinner ready, like, I've got, you know, my Spotify, I've got it cranking, like, I've been having my
Yes.
dance parties every night. It's so good.
Yes.
Putting the
It's
kids up
such.
and moving it, shaking it off, like movement, isn't it? Because energy is, again, emotions, I mean, are blocked energy. We need to move it, shake it off.
Yeah.
Yoga, breath work, movement.
Yeah. That's it.
Dancing.
Get into your body. Get into your body. You know,
Yes.
feel your feet, feel the spaces between your fingers, rotate the hips, circle the arms, you know,
Yes.
just be spontaneous. And the thing about movement is, especially, you can't get it wrong. You know, like there's kind of this idea of, oh, I can't dance, I can't move, I'm going to do it wrong, I'm going to, you know, make a mistake, whatever, whatever, whatever. It's like, you have a body, you can move. It doesn't matter what it looks like.
Dance like no one's watching.
Exactly. Such good medicine. Oh my goodness.
I know, because you love your dancing as well, don't you?
I
You've been
do,
doing
yes.
a lot of dancing as well, which
Yeah,
is fantastic. It's
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah, great. So today, were you going to share a little meditation with us, Delamay?
Yeah, so just a really simple breath awareness, mindfulness meditation. So we're basically going to inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, and then exhale for a count of 4.
Beautiful.
If the count of 4 is too strenuous on the body, then people can always do like a count of 3 or a count of 2. But the idea being that the inhalation, the pause, and the exhalation is the same count, just to kind of balance out and come into a state of equilibrium.
Beautiful.
And with the hands, what I like to do for this meditation is come into what we call Svabhava Mudra. So one hand on top of the other. The thumbs are connected, and the rest of the fingers are kind of like wings. Yeah. And then we just
Does it matter
simply...
if it's on top, darling?
It doesn't matter.
Top? Doesn't
Doesn't
matter.
matter. Whichever feels comfortable. You can kind of switch it up and think, no, that's not so comfortable. I'm going to go back to this way, or
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah. And then from here, and if you can see, we just kind of rest the hands on the heart here, but with both hands on top. Yeah. And so you kind of begin just by massaging the heart space a little. And just kind of feeling where the breath travels to in the body. Then enjoying some deeper breaths. Let's begin with 3 exhalations through the mouth. By exhaling through the mouth, we also experience more of a grounding downward flow of energy. So we inhale through the nose. And then just softening the jaw, exhaling through the mouth. And twice more, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. And again. That's it. And just coming back to inhale and exhale through the nose. And I'll count you through the first few cycles. So we inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 2, 3, 4. Inhaling 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 2, 3, 4. Just continuing on your own for a few more cycles. Remembering if the count of 4 feels too strenuous on the body, then you can always reduce it to a count of 2 or 3. The idea being that we're creating an inner sanctuary of equilibrium and harmony for the nervous system, for the mind, for the body, for the spirit. Just noticing how the body's responding, if there's a sense of softening in the shoulders, softening in the jaw, the back of the tongue, the eyes. And so one more full cycle, inhaling, pausing and exhaling before we complete. And then as you finish your exhalation, just releasing the hands back onto the lap, enjoying some regular breaths in and out through the nose. And then we inhale, well, drawing the palms together, rubbing them together, creating friction and heat between the palms. And placing them over the eyes, allowing the eyes to flicker open behind the palms, just gently letting the light in and brushing over the crown, down the back of the head, and the neck, and just shaking out the hands. That's it. And just pausing, eyes open or lightly closed, just connecting with your intention for the day, for the week, for the full moon, which is on the horizon next week. That which you're manifesting, calling in, working towards, giving energy to. And gradually bringing the palms back together, fingertips lightly touch the forehead. Just whispering 3 words of gratitude to yourself for this day, for your breath, for your vitality, for your community, for the lessons and blessings at this time. Namaste.
Namaste. So beautiful.
Super
Amazing.
simple.
Something so simple, and even I can feel such a with my nervous system.
Exactly.
Oh, it is great for people because it is such a simple practice that it's very easy for them to implement that and bring that into their life.
Yeah. And this mudra, this Svabhava mudra of the
Yeah.
essential self, it's just like, and you put your hands on your heart and it's just like, whew, okay, this is my home, this is where I am. You literally feel and tuning into your pulse of life, your inner rhythm, your heartbeats. Yeah. Which reminds
Beautiful.
us that we're more than what's going on in the mind.
Exactly. It's so true. So true. Well, thank
Mm.
you so much, Delamay, for being with us here today. And Delamay, you also offer, I know I did the equinox. Did I do the equinox class with you?
I think you did a
Was
full
that
moon or a new
the
moon with me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
beautiful.
online.
So
Yeah.
just for the listeners, just to let you know that Delamay also, you share. You
Okay.
can.
So in these unusual times, I offer online new moon and full moon practices, which is generally 75 minutes. We do yoga, movement, meditation. I share astrology insights. We do a card reading. There's journaling prompts. And when it's the full moon, normally the practices are more dynamic, but it's suitable for all levels. And when it's the new moon, the practices are generally more restorative. And then when we have the equinoxes and we have the Lionsgate portal back in August, so for the spring equinox, I'm offering a special 2-hour online gathering. It includes everything that I mentioned before, but we just have more time to dive in. So
Beautiful. And
and
that's what I
regardless if
love because it's so holistic. It's not just about the yoga. It is about
no,
setting your attention. It is about affirmations, pulling a
yeah.
card, the meditation. It's just that embodiment.
Yeah,
All
exactly. Yeah, and regardless if you're in the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere, because as we know, in the southern hemisphere, we're coming out of our shells, we're shaking off our winter coats, and then in the northern hemisphere, they're going from the peak of summer to the gentle coiling in of autumn. And so I have, my community is quite global for these, and so I make these special equinox gathering suitable for both. So regardless if you're coiling into yourself for the coolness of autumn or expanding open to the fullness of summer, it's all are welcome and all are catered for. So
Beautiful, beautiful. Well,
yay.
thank you so much, Delamay. Thank you for sharing with us today, and for people that were able to join. Hey, Sonia, we miss you up there over the Gold Coast border.
I know.
Hopefully, that little bubble will extend so you can join us for our next picnic. But yes, I will post this as well and share it for people that weren't able to make the live today. And I thank you and look forward to seeing you.
Thank you so much, Nat. I hope to see you again soon, in person.
Yeah. Yes.
Lots
Thanks,
of love.
Delamay. Have a beautiful day.